Measures of dispersion. Range. Range is the difference between the highest and lowest values of a data set. Example, find the range for the data set of $8.50, $7.15, $7.15, $7.25, and $10.50. The highest value is $10.50. The lowest value is $7.15. So the range then equals the highest value, $10.50, minus the lowest value, $7.15, which gives us $3.35. Mid-range is the sum of the highest and lowest values of a data set, then divide by 2. Our data set is $8.50, $7.15, $7.15, $7.25, and $10.50. The mid-range then is the highest value, $10.50, plus the lowest value, $7.15, divided by 2. And this gives us $8.83 rounded off to the nearest penny. Measures of relative position. In a set of numbers, the median is the very middle number. If we find the median of the lower half of that set of numbers, we will see that the lower median, or the median of the lower half, is 68. And this is called median of the lower boundary. Then we find the median of the upper half, which is considered the upper boundary, and the median is 79. That is the median of the upper boundary. Then what we call quartiles. The lower quartile is below the 68. So this would be our lower quartile. The upper quartile will be the values above our median of the upper boundary. This is called our upper quartile. In the middle, we have the two middle quartiles. Inner quartile range equals the upper quartile boundary minus the lower quartile boundary. For example, in the set of data in our last example, we found that our upper quartile boundary was 79 and our lower quartile boundary was 68. So our inner quartile range would be 79 minus 68, which is 11. That is our inner quartile range. Percentiles are boundaries that determine a data item or score below which a certain percent of data will fall. The first quartile boundary is also the 25th percentile. The second quartile boundary is also the 50th percentile. The third quartile boundary is also the 75th percentile. For example, in our set of students' scores, we found that the lower quartile boundary was 68, our upper quartile boundary is 79, and our median is 76. So our lower quartile boundary is also our 25th percentile. The middle, which is our second quartile boundary, is our median, and that is our 50th percentile. And our upper boundary, or the upper quartile boundary, is our 75th. That's this one here. 75th percentile. Standard deviation. To find the standard deviation of a set of data, for example, 45, 63, 87, 91, we first must find the mean. Remember, the mean is x bar, and that equals the sum of all the values in the set divided by how many values there are, and we have 4. So this gives us 71.5. Our mean is 71.5. Now, to find the standard deviation, we take each value in our set of data and subtract the mean. Every single value. So 63 minus 71.5 gives us negative 8.5. 87 minus 71.5 equals 15.5. And finally, 91 minus 71.5 equals 19.5. So we take every single value in our set of data and subtract the mean from every single one. And the difference is our deviation. Now we need to square each one of these deviations, every single one of them. Negative 26.5 squared equals 702.25. Negative 8.5 squared equals 72.25. 15.5 squared equals 240.25. 19.5 squared equals 380.25. Now we need to find the sum of those squares. And we add all these numbers up, 702.25, 72.25, 240.25, 380.25, and that gives us 1,395. Then we take that 1,395 and we divide that by how many values there are minus 1. So the number of values minus 1. We have 4 values. 4 minus 1 is 3. So we're going to divide 1395 by 3. And that gives us 465. Now finally, to find the standard deviation, we take the square root of the 465. And that gives us, rounded off to the nearest tenth, 21.6. So our standard deviation is 21.6.